Good job. Nice, when he jumped at the end. Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nanyang Poly Percussion Ensemble Concert number 3. I am Ahmad.
And I'm Atira.
And we'll be your MCs for tonight's concert. In the first half of the concert, the percussion ensemble will be playing ensemble pieces, exploring a variety of genre and style of music. The pieces performed are performed on standard percussion instruments which can be seen in the typical symphonic, band and orchestra setting.
So Ahmad, are you excited to watch the concert?
Yes! How about you, audience?
Yeah! How excited are you guys to watch the concert? Okay, audience on the right, give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah! Okay, on the right, give me a hell yeah! On the center, give me a hell yeah!
Okay, back to the topic. I watched the percussion performing. I watched them practicing hard for this concert. It is amazing to see how much effort these guys have put in.
By the way, did you know that what you've just heard, Take the A Train? That was called Take the A Train, composed by Billy Strayhorn and arranged by Chris Brooks.
Really?
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of the hustle and bustle of train station, where people just take the train off to school and work. A small section of the toms and drum solo are just like the footsteps of people boarding in a light train.
Yes, and I love how jazzy and swingy the music was. It kind of soothed the listeners too.
Yeah, Tira, what's the next song?
Coming up next, the percussion ensemble will be playing Rainforest Journey, composed by Charlie Civilis.
It kind of depicts a day in the rainforest, don't you think?
That's interesting.
Like, audience, like, imagine this. It seems that the animals and villagers have just woken up, preparing for the day. And then when the tempo gets faster, it gives the animals and villagers an adrenaline rush in discovering the parts of the rainforest. However, along their journey in the rainforest, it becomes a more dangerous environment for the animals and villagers due to the storm when nighttime comes. Finally, when the storm ended, there's a sense of joy and celebration in animals and villagers as they have endured the storm.
Wow, I will definitely try to imagine the scenario you have just said together with the music.
Me too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's present it. Let the percussion ensemble bring you along a journey into the rainforest with Rainforest Journey.
Wow. I felt like as if I really just had a journey in the rainforest.
And you hear the sound of birds and frogs in the beginning of the song.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you know, for a second there, I thought the percussion ensemble really brought in those animals. But you know what?
What?
They didn't.
Hebat.
In fact, they have instruments that could actually produce those sounds. Cool, isn't it?
I never knew that there are percussion instruments that could produce such sound.
Well, now you.
Yeah, you could actually hear the sound effects of the thunder played by the concert bass drum. It was smoothly blended into the song.
I love the tribal style rhythm. It gave me a bit of chill, just like when I was watching movies like Indiana Jones, very adventurous, you know, that kind of feel. Also, I noticed sound fast marimba playing by the members themselves. The marimbas look so busy at a point of time.
Yeah, and you hear, and you know what impresses me the most is the didgeridoo. Didgeridoo. It's a wind instrument developed by indigenous Australians of northern Australia around 1,500 years ago.
Wow, man. I'm very impressed. I didn't know that you knew so much about this didgeridoo whatsoever.
Well, you know, Google Wikipedia. Yeah.
Not bad, I did some dishes. Good boy. Okay. Anyway. I think we've made the audience wait for quite some time, don't you think? Okay, moving on. The next piece is entitled Blue Rondo a la Turk, a half classical and blues piece composed by Dave Brubeck and arranged by Chris Cockrell, with a self-improvised vibraphone solo in the blues section of the song.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the percussion ensemble with Blue Rondo a la Turk. Go. Understand? Then one down, after that will be every contact, right? Okay, 3, go. 5, 6,
What's wrong, Abba?
Oh, nothing. You know, it's just that this song somehow sent me a message.
Message?
Yeah, about life. Yeah, I'm not screwed down. Yeah, somehow it just.
Yeah, and?
Oh, you know. And also, there are some parts where it just soothes your mind, and suddenly the soothing jazz melodies were disrupted.
Oh yeah, but then what has it got to do with life?
Well, you know, in life, like sometimes we face problems and obstacles, like how complicated the melody was, and at some point of our time, our lives become smooth and stress-free, like how the soothing melody was. You know, when you think of it, everything's alright. Every obstacle and problems will start to appear.
Oh, I get it. It's like a roller coaster, right? Where everything goes up and down.
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. Yeah.
So what's the next piece?
It's called Why Not?
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Why Not? It's composed by Camilo Eigenberg and Koski and arranged by Chris Brooks.
Oh, I see. I heard from the members that it's the most challenging ensemble piece from this concert.
Yes. Why'd you say so?
According to the members, this piece consists of 60-note syncopation. For those of you who do not know what syncopation means, syncopation involves a variety of rhythms which are in some way unexpectedly mixed, which makes an offbeat tune to the music.
So this syncopation thing, is it tricky to play?
Yes, it is. I mean, you have to count consistently while playing. I also heard from the members that this piece features percussion solo in the middle section of the song. You will see the solos played by instruments such as timbales and congas.
What are we still doing here then? Let's sit back and watch the performance.
Why not?
Ayah Dennis. Ya lah.